What's up, guys? It's your boys, taisworldtv. We back in the building. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good one. So listen, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. And hopefully if this works out, I'll probably be doing more of it. So check this out. Oop, let me know I'm on. So for those of you that don't know, I cover One Piece chapter content, right? I also react to the show, the live action show, and I also do the anime as well, which is coming on very, very soon. So I'm very excited for that. So what I decided to do is I want to start doing reviews every Monday. I want to try to keep that consistency, right? For both channels, both my personal channel and Geeklodestars, whichever one you're watching it on. Please subscribe to both. We really appreciate that. And yeah, so we need to talk. We got to talk, guys. We got to talk. Dad from above, thank you for coming through. How you doing, my boy? Glad you can make it, my man. So, like I said, if this is successful, I'll be doing this every Monday, maybe around like 8 or 9 o'clock. Yeah. So that's what we gonna do. So we're gonna see how this works out. But yo, let's get into this chapter. So we're doing One Piece chapter 1176, and we are still in the Elbaf arc, right? So listen, a lot of things happen in this chapter. A lot of good, some I'm still questioning, and then there's this one part, Usopp, that's bad. But we're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into it, right? So basically, what happened in 1176, Frankie receives a power-up via Lilith. It's a new energy source, which I think breaks the game of where we're at in One Piece. I don't think enough people are talking about this, where this new technology just changed the game of the whole One Piece landscape. So we definitely got to talk about that. Also, the fire at the library is completely doused. So the fire's gone. We're good. We're good. And it's saved. So basically, the major problems that we've had on Elbaf are basically done, right? So now we only got like a couple of people to deal with, and then we're good, right? Also, Frankie and Jinbei complete a devastating tag team attack on one of the nightmares. It was insane. And Sanji obliterates Gillingham, bro. And I want to talk about that too, because there's some really great stuff, but there's also some really bad stuff sort of pertaining to that. So we're going to get into that too. And then we get a fake out with Dory and Broggy. Dory and Broggy seemingly take each other out. But then after that, we find out that this is how you stop the Domi Reversi. You know? And we're going to talk about Usopp too. Usopp, at this point, he got to go. But like I said, that's basically a rundown of what happened at chapter 10, 1176. All right? Hold on, my boy. What happened? In my opinion, all makes new devil fruit powers look godlike until we learn more about them. We just happen to learn more about Emu's powers. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, Emu and the rest of the girls say, even the guys nice to a degree, they look so crazy in terms of power. Like, their power set is not originally human. It's not like a regular devil fruit. Even when you look at the girls say, their devil fruits don't look human. They look demons, bro. Demons out here. And I feel like that's so interesting. You know what I mean? I like that, though. Remember, if JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, if you don't know the stand powers, you're fine. And this is true. And that's what I really do like about what Oda's doing with the power. And we're going to get to Frankie's power up, too, because I think that's like a really great idea that Oda came up with. right? And that's the thing. Because and that's how it always usually be in One Piece, which I think Oda keeps consistent. Like, if someone doesn't know what the devil fruit power is, they're gonna get cooked automatically. I've seen Luffy get cooked plenty of times because he didn't know what the devil fruit power was fully, you know. So yeah, man, yeah. Hold on, guys. Okay, all right. So hold on. So we got to talk about real quick the key moments of this chapter. And I want to get into the Omni Drain Converter, right? And this is what I was saying earlier. I don't think a lot of people are talking about how important this is, because this is literally a new source of power that Frankie is getting. And for those of you that didn't really understand, because I know you did, if you didn't, basically this new tech called the Omni Drain Converter, aka ODC, it absorbs natural energy that can be absorbed and go into the user and boost the user stats. Now, this is something that a Pacifica could use, or someone like Frankie, who in the chapter, Lilith actually says you're more aligned with a Pacifica than anything else, which is crazy, because when I read this Saturday with you guys, some of you might be in here. When I read it Saturday, in the chapter, it said that Frankie was stronger than a Pacifica, which, reading the official, it says that Lilith has said that, that, what do you call it? I just had it. Sorry. Had a long day, guys. I'm sorry. That basically, Frankie is similar to a Pacifica, which is pretty cool. But I really like this ODC thing because it's basically like Sage Mode from Naruto. I don't know if you guys watch that or read it, but Sage Mode is basically where Naruto gathers up all the natural energy and it boosts his whole stats, his strength, speed, his chakra ability, all of that stuff. And that's basically what Frankie got, which I think is pretty dope. You know what I mean? And I think this is really smart for Oda to be boosting Frankie up this way. And it's something that I never would have thought we would have gotten from Frankie, which he calls now the super, I think he called it the super cola, if I'm not mistaken. Which I think this is like a very like smart way for Oda to go. Like, I feel like this is pretty dope. With Frankie's power up, I can see him being the main storyteller of Two Piece. Oh yeah, for real, bro. Like the way that his power set is now, like, I don't know, because I need to see him in a fight though. That's the thing. We haven't really seen him fight against like the God's Knights. We haven't really seen that, and I don't even know if we're gonna see that, because based on what happened, what we're gonna talk about later on in this review. But yeah. The energy converter is going to be the power source to make the sunny Pluton for sure. Ooh, I like that, bro. I like that. Okay, I like that. Because I didn't even think about it like that. You could definitely do that. Because like I said, like the thing that he has, it's basically like, I just said it too. Sorry, guys. I just said, I had it in my head. Sage Mode from Naruto. Because that's as soon as she said it, when I read it again, as soon as she said it, explained it, that's how I took it with the Sage energy. So that's pretty dope, man. But yeah, I can definitely see Frankie using the Super Cola to order to power up Pluton. I could definitely see that, bro. Shit, how far can the Sunny blast off with the new cola? I honestly, to this point, I think it could go to the continent, bro. You can reach the red line and back. I feel like that's how powerful it is, because even with the cola, you can go pretty far. But with this, the Super Cola, you might be reaching the red line and back, bro. You might be reaching all the way back to the moon, bro. Android 15 Frankie. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's why I like what Oda did, bro, with Frankie, bro. And it's crazy to me. He got a whole power up before Usopp, bro. That to this day still kind of crazy to me, bro. Still crazy to me. Oh man. Oh, but you know what? We also got to talk about Nami too, because Nami really came in the clutch, right? She came in a big way and actually had a great idea to use Zeus to douse the fire, right? And I feel like that was a big moment for her. Which is when we're going to get to Usopp a little bit later, because I feel like he was the big negative of the story, but we're going to get to that. Also, you know, I love how these knights, the gods' knights, even though a lot of them are fodder, even though a lot of them are fodder, bro, frauds, a lot of them. I do like how much of a villain they are, like, and they don't care. They really don't care. Like killing him. Like, no, I'm sorry, Somers. Somers was out here gooning, bro. To hurt people, right? To hurt like women, especially children and women. But killing him, he's straight out racist. He's just like, yo, fisherman, get your nasty ass out here. Get this out of here, bro. Get this out of here. Like, yo, killing him is specifically racist, bro. He don't care. Bro. Son, I'm telling you. And I really like how they're showing, like, this ain't basically all of them are pieces of crap. Maybe except for Gunko. We don't know. There might be something more going on with that. I'm leaving Gunko out of it. But killing him and Somers specifically, maybe even Shamrock too. We don't know the whole story with Shamrock, so I don't know. But Garling too, all of them are pieces of crap. All of them. And I love how Oda showed the villainy in them. I really like that, bro. And it's like crazy too, because it even goes to a point where you see Killingham listening to what Saul is saying about how important the library is. And homie is just like, yo, telling the Limworm, yo, destroy the library, bro. No, y'all ain't learning nothing, bro. Y'all ain't learning nothing but emu out here. So I really like how Oda just sits here and just sits on the villainy with them. I really like that. But going to Sanji, I really like how Sanji always stands on business, bro. Business. To the moon. Exactly, my boy. And this is what I'm saying, yo. I love how Sanji always stands on business, bro. And you know what? Usually it's always about women, but today it was about a man today. It was about my boy Jinbei. He's hearing this racist crap that's going on with Killing. Talking down about Jinbei, talking about, oh, he's a warlord and see he trash and all that. Hey, yo, my boy Sanji, like, nah, I'm not feeling that, bro. You're not gonna talk to one of our crew members, especially Jinbei, because that's the man right there. You're not gonna talk about my boy like that. And we don't do no racism slander out here. This is why he don't like Zoro, because he's the minority hunter out here. But he got to stay on the team. But outside of that, he's not standing for no racism slander. He's not no fishman slander ever, bro. This is why I fucks with Sanji, bro. When he does stuff like this, I love Sanji. Okay? Loki for sure is gonna get reversed, and Luffy is gonna beat his ass there for showing to the people of the L that he's the real sun god. When Loki is reversed, Reindeer won't fuck with him. That's when, you know what? I'm a little bit torn with this comment though. Dev, I'm a little bit torn. I don't think Luffy can beat Loki, bro. I'm sorry. I don't. I just don't, bro. I'm sorry. I don't think Loki can beat him, bro. I mean, I don't think Luffy can beat Loki, bro. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. But the Domi Reversi, that part, I'm with you on. I can see that happening. Bro, Def, Usopp not getting this hammer, bro. I love you. I love you, bro. I love you. You know I love you. You know I fucks with you. But Usopp not getting this hammer, bro. And I'm gonna get later in the interview. I mean the interview. Later in the review, I'm gonna get to why I feel that way. But I don't think he get that, bro. I feel like Oda is done with Usopp, bro. He's giving him the chance to go to Elbaf, and that's it, bro. That's all he do. That's all he do. That's all he do. Now we got to get to the meat and the part of the meat potatoes out here, right? We got my boy, and I'm still looking at this. This is still crazy to me. We got a 3-way attack between Usopp. Hell no. I'm sorry. Sanji, Frankie, and Jinbei. So it's Frankie and Jinbei destroy the Lindworm, right? Yo, and this is so crazy. You got Jinbei destroying his guts, bro. Giving it indigestion, bro. Heartburn, bro. And then you got Frankie on top with his new attack. What did he call it? Strong, super strong. Yeah, hold on. Super strong Dexter, which is crazy. Yo, hit the Landworm so, mind you, this is a nightmare too. This ain't even a real thing. This is a nightmare. Frankie hits this thing so hard, the teeth collapse. The teeth is breaking and his jaw is gone, bro. So it's safe to say, like, yo, Frankie is a problem right now. I don't know where his strength level would be right now in terms of the team, but he's very strong at this point, especially with the Sage Mode Cola right now. He's dominating right now, bro. I don't know, but you can't just take advantage of him like that. You know what I mean? Like you would Usopp. And then you got my boy Sanji coming in with the Ifrit Fruit Concassar Crush. Which I think is a new attack. Guys, let me know. Chat, let me know if I'm wrong. But I believe this is a new attack for Sanji. And it's crazy too. I just realized this. It's crazy too because Killingham gets attacked the same way that St. Charlos got attacked too. Just his whole head is slammed to his chin, bro. Which I don't even understand how these dudes are surviving this. And that's gonna be one of my negatives when we get to the end of this review. But yeah, Sanji beat the dog shit out of fucking Killingham, bro. And I'm telling you right now, guys, this is surprising me. Like, this is actually surprising me because usually the matchups that we get for One Piece, we're not really getting them like that. Everything that we're getting is kind of like a team effort, if you will. And I don't remember the last time we had that. Like, for real, I don't remember the last time we had that. Like, the last time I felt like they attacked as a team was when they fought Oars in Thriller Bark arc, right? But now you got Somers getting dusted by Luffy and then Loki. And now you got Frankie, Sanji, and Jinbei dealing with the Lindworm or the Last Nightmare and Killingham. And it seems like Killingham is out for the rest of it now. So I think it's safe to say that Killingham's going and Somers is going. Now, only thing that's left is Imu or Imunko. And I'm going to get to that a little bit at the end too. But I love how we just not getting the usual matchups that we would get. You know, and I would love to go back to see what's happening with Brook and Imunko. I need to know what's happening with that. Yeah. But yeah, yo, Sanji, one hit kill, bro. And it's crazy too. And I gotta, you know what, guys? I also gotta like take myself back. I gotta say that I was wrong because I thought the Knights were gonna give Luffy and the others a problem, but they're whooping their ass. And I thought it would be a problem but not because of skill, but just because of the regeneration. I thought it would be a problem because of that, but no. They are whooping their ass. And I love that. It's happening. I don't know about that, my boy. I don't know about that, my boy. I love you. I don't know if that's happening, my boy. Let me see this one. Nika is shown with a sword and shield. We ain't seen that from Luffy yet, which is true. But you could say that's also Loki too, because he's a sun god warrior or something like that too. But we don't know if he's a dragon in the mural as well either. So it's yeah. But I don't know, man, because when we saw Joy Boy in the flashback, he didn't have a sword and shield either. He was just normal. Like he looked like Luffy with the straw hat. And he looked like a normal person. So that's also another question that I have too. Since Joy Boy looked normal, right? Why doesn't he have the sword and shield? Why is it that any time we see Nika, we seen him dancing at the moon and in the sun. We've seen that, but we also seen him with the warrior and with the spear and the shield. I'm wondering what's that about. But we'll probably knowing Oda, we'll probably find out later on, knowing him. All right, so let's get back to this review, bro. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, we need to get to the Dory and Broggy situation, right? Because let me say the good things about it. For Dory and Broggy, I feel like Oda kept this in on purpose and kind of led us to believe, because I think what Oda's been trying to tell us is that the strongest wills are the ones that can keep some type of sentience when they're under Domi Reversi, right? So we seen Rocks do it. We seen Harold do it. And now we see Dory and Broggy do it too. And they're having a whole conversation. So I think it's really cool that it shows how strong they are. Because remember, they're still pirates at the end of the day. And I think their bounty was pretty big, if I'm not mistaken. So I think the fact that they were even able to have this conversation together shows how strong their willpower really is. And I love that. And they were able to hold their mental facilities better than what Rocks did. That's the crazy part. Even I even got to put in Harold for that too, because Harold did it a lot better than what not Shanks, I'm sorry, than Rocks did too. So I gotta add that too. And then at this point, they're having this conversation. They're like, "Yo, we don't know what's going on, but they're trying to have us get rid of our people, and this is my deepest shame right now because remember I think they did get rid of a couple of giants if I'm not mistaken. Let me know in the comments, right? Because I think they did get rid of a couple of them, or they hurt a couple of them. So they were like, "Yo, we are ashamed that we are doing this." So using their facilities, they cut each other's heads off. Sorry, guys. So they cut each other's heads off. And that leads me to a bigger problem, but we're going to get to that. So, but this shocked the hell out of me. When I first read this and you watch my reaction, that shocked the hell out of me because I'm like, oh, because I'm thinking they're done. I'm thinking Dory and Broggy, they cut each other's heads off. It's not like they stabbed like an organ, internal organ. Nah, son, they cut each other's heads off, which is crazy. However, they revert back to normal. They're not Domi Reversi anymore. So through conversation after that, we find out that you have to off somebody while they're under Domi Reversi to bring them back. Now, I have a few theories of why that is. Maybe I think I have one in particular, but let's get through the review though. So Dory and Broggy return back to normal, right? But they're not 100%. So let me tell you what I do like about this. Now, I actually do like the Domi Reversi concept. Now, y'all let me know what y'all feel in the comments, right? But I do like the Domi Reversi situation. I actually do like it. Some people don't. Some people feel like this is a cop-out. You know what I mean? Oh, Buggy! What's going on, my guy? You didn't miss that much. You're good. Just going through the chapter. So with Domi Reversi, some people really don't like Domi Reversi. Some people don't. I actually do like it. I feel like it's something new that we haven't gotten in the mythos, but it also explains a lot of things that have been happening that we've seen in the world of One Piece, right? My issue with this thing in particular comes from the fact that, and I guess we could get to the negative portion now. I think this comes from the fact that Oda has a problem killing off characters, right? Now, when Dory and Broggy got killed, again, they got their heads cut off. And then all of a sudden, they was able to go right back to being normal. Now, one of the things I did like was that Dory still has his hand cut off. It was hand blown off. So he don't have a hand no more. So I'm glad they didn't just reverse all of that. So I'm glad about that part. But at the same time, oh, you know what? My boy Buggy said it. My boy Buggy said it best. Yes. Like Buggy said, I needed more than an explanation, right? Because them just killing or getting rid of the person under Domi Reversi is going to bring them back. I'm going to need more explanation than that. Because do you have to get rid of them a certain way? I mean, do you have to cut their head off? Like what specifically do you have to do in order for you to get them back to normal? And now it's bringing up a whole bunch of questions now. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, if that's the case, then, you know, Harold didn't need to die then. Because, or I'm sorry, Harold should have came back if that was the case. And this is the problem with this explanation that we're getting now. Because now you're going to have to explain how Harold didn't come back from being whole blown. I mean, yes, his whole shit is gone. All of this was gone. Yes, 100%. But if Domi Reversi works, if you come back from Domi Reversi by getting rid of somebody, then that person should come back the way they came back before. And this is the problem. And I feel like for the first time in a long time, Oda has written himself in a corner. I could be wrong. And I listen, I could be overreacting. This could be 100%. I literally could be overreacting. This could be true. This could be 100% true, right? But I feel I don't know. And I even feel I think I don't know. He wrote himself into a corner this time, you know, because I'm like I like no. It's a cool idea, but now you're causing all of these problems now, narratively, because now you're gonna have to explain why didn't Harold just come back if that was the case. Yeah, and like I said, I know he got obliterated, gone, but Dory and Broggy's heads got cut off, and they was able to come back the way they left. So technically, shouldn't Harold have come back? Now you got all now people got all these questions now, and again, I don't know how he's going to deal with that. I don't know how he's going to retcon it. I don't know, but I feel like this is like the first time he wrote himself into the corner. I feel like this is like the first time. Now I know he's done it before, but he was able to get out of it, like retcon wise. Like it wasn't like Kishimoto where you had the Fourth Ninja War, and then all of a sudden Kaguya comes and gets rid of Madara, and now you got this whole nother demon alien as the main villain now. All of a sudden, we had no build up to it. We didn't know about the Suitskis. We ain't know nothing about that shit. All of a sudden, some alien lady just comes, gets rid of one of the best villains of Shonen. You know what I'm saying? And then you replace it with the worst. How'd that work? You know what I mean? So I'm not going to say it's on that level. I'm not going to say that. But it does present a problem. In chat, let me know if I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, cool. If I'm overreacting, cool. But I feel like that's a big problem. I feel like this is a big problem. I don't know how Oda is gonna settle it. I don't know, but I feel like this is a really, 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 really big problem. Because Oda introduced this concept, so now it's like how can you even retcon this? I don't know. Because usually Oda does do retcons here and there, but it's not like crazy. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things I'm very lukewarm on when it comes to the Domi Reversi. Again, I do like the concept. And again, there's more to this Domi Reversi than that we don't know, because we don't know everything about it. But and again, I do like the fact that however you went is however you came. Because like I said, Dory doesn't have his hand is gone now. Because Imunko just shot it off with the demon shotty. You know what I mean? So now his hand is still gone. And also, I just, now that I'm looking at it, it's actually cool that Dory still covers the missing hand with the shield. I think that's pretty cool. He did the Captain America, basically. Like when he just tightened it up so the wound doesn't bleed out or whatever. Like I like that he does that. I like that. Also, I forgot about this. I like how the end too. It's all funny because they figure out Zoro, Harjuin, and Dorian Bragi, and the other guy, I forgot his name. They all figure out that we got to get rid of him. So in order to reverse the Domi Reversi, we gotta pack them up. We gotta send them to Snake Way. And everybody gets happy. Everybody gets bricked up. Zoro gets bricked up the most. He's like, yo, I get the slicing and dicing, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty funny. All right, guys. So, and then, like I said, that's the end of the chapter, right? So that was my first issue. That was my first negative with this chapter. My second negative, of course, comes from Usopp. I feel like at this point, Usopp needs to go. You don't have to necessarily kill him off, but you got to do something with him. Let him return to Syrup Village. Let him tell his tales of what he's done. You know what I mean? Like, either that or you got to kill him off. Because even in this chapter, he's saying like, Loki looks bigger than Kaido, and just panicking. And I think that's my biggest problem with Usopp right now. It's like the fact that you had this 2 years of training. And again, I wasn't expecting him to be able to fight, to fight Doflamingo and win. I'm not expecting that. No. But I'm expecting him to do what he's done pre-time skip. Even though he was scared, he was fighting people he had no business fighting and somehow overcame them. Perona I feel like it's the biggest example of what I'm talking about. Nobody but Usopp could fight Perona. And he overcame Perona too, because she had an OP ass ability at that time. And ever since that, I don't feel like, I'm sorry, I take that back. The last thing that he done that was fire, I feel like, was when Dressrosa, when he knocks out Sugar, I think twice. And Sugar would have destroyed the whole plan if it wasn't for Usopp. And ever since then, we never had like moments of that like that anymore with Usopp. And I feel like that's the biggest problem. I feel like Oda has kind of run his course with Usopp at this point. And again, I could be wrong. I could be 100% wrong. But I feel like, at this point, he either got to get packed up, go to Snake Way, or he needs to stay at Elbaf, do some training, meet up with everybody else at the final war, and, he do damage. Like, and also, I almost forgot too, dude has observation hockey that I have not seen him cultivate ever since he got it. Ever since. He's never trained with it that we've seen. We never seen him using it in any. Honestly, I don't even remember the last 1v1 he had. Yeah. even in Dressrosa, he didn't really have a 1v1. Don't remember. I know, well, he did the most important thing, yeah, and then we got the God Usopp thing, yeah. But that's about it. That's about it. So at this point with Usopp, I feel like Oda just needs to either you got to get rid of him, take him up the Snake Wave, or send him back home to Syrup Village, or have him stay at Elbaf and train. Because honestly, since he got there, he ain't do nothing but panic and take L's. That's all he's done ever since. And it frustrates me because I really do like Usopp. You know, he's not my favorite character in the world, no. But I like Usopp. And his whole point was to be a brave warrior of the sea when, you know, he ain't really doing nothing. You know? And then you know what's crazy too, before I get to the end. A commenter on Reddit, I forgot his name. He had brought up something that I didn't even think about before. And I talked about this on the stream on Saturday with my boy Buggy. He said that Usopp, he lost, like he kind of hated Usopp after this point in Wano, where he's saying it to himself, but he's like saying it kind of to Nami, like, yo, don't say Luffy's gonna be the king of the pirates, because you need to just survive. And Utali is having her by the neck or something like that. And she threatens, yo, I will get rid of you right now. But if you don't want me to, all you got to sit there and say is, Luffy will not be the pirate king. And Nami's like, fuck you. No, he is going to be the pirate king. Because she has that most unbelief in her captain. And that was such a character development for her. So it's like, even Nami's getting character development now. And it's like, you're not. It's like Usopp's regressing to what he was pre-time skip. You know what I mean? And that's and now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's a big problem. It's like we're reverting back. We're not going forward with Usopp. That's the problem. So yeah, at the end of the day, man, I just feel like, yo, at this point, you're gonna have to get rid of Usopp at this point. How do you guys feel about that, chat? Let me know in the comments down below. All right, let me know. All right, guys, and now we're gonna get to the end. I'm gonna give this a rating. This for this chapter 1176. I'm gonna give this an 8.0. Yeah, I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10. I really like that Frankie got the buff. I really like the Sanji stuff, the killing him stuff. That was pretty dope. I love that, you know, Frankie has Senju energy, or Senju or Sage mode, if you want to call it that. Like in Naruto, I really like that he has this power up now, so this is pretty dope. Again, I just don't like the Domi Reversi thing, and I just feel like Oda has a difficulty getting rid of characters. I feel like that's a big problem as well, because and I forgot this part. You got like characters like Saint Charlos, for example, who's taking life-threatening attacks. He's taking 2 life-threatening attacks, and this dude is still alive somehow. Like, it's like, yo, Oda, like, come on, bro. So I think that's still a problem. And again, the Usopp situation and the Domi Reversi thing, that's why it went down to an 8 out of 10 for me this episode. I mean, this chapter, I'm sorry. The art was very good this chapter. I gave that a 9.5 out of 10. Hype level for me, definitely still 9 out of 10. Even though I don't like the Domi Reversi thing, the new news that we got from that, because it's still confusing, I'm still hype for what we're getting in the future. And I also think the pacing is done really well. I think it's been really good, this eggheadedness. I feel like the pacing for Elbaf has been really good. Really good. It hasn't like slowed down or anything like that. Even when we got the flashback for the God Valley, you know, it didn't really slow down like that. It just kept the momentum, you know. And I'm really glad that Oda has increased in the pacing, you know, with this. So I'm definitely glad about that. Even though, again, I got some criticisms, but again, we'll see how that works out in the future. So, guys, we are at the end of this review. So before I go, I do want to say my predictions. And I was wrong because I thought Luffy and Loki were going to go after wait, did I say that? Well, no, I thought they were going to go after Amunko this chapter, which they didn't. So I think next chapter I'm predicting that Loki and Luffy are probably going to be confronting Amunko. And we're going to see the aftermath of what happened with Brooke. Because for those of you that don't remember, Brooke is still dealing with Amunko. Now, I don't know if he's still hanging on. I don't know. We still got to find that out. But other than that, I'm going to say that's my prediction for next week. Oh, well, not for next week because we're on break. So yeah, I think that's what's going to happen when we get to the next chapter, 1177. All right, guys, we're done with the chapter. We're done. Actually, I like doing this with you guys. I actually liked doing a review for you guys like this, like on a live. If you guys want me to keep doing it this way for every Monday, I'm gonna need you to do me a favor. For this specific video, I'm gonna need 2+ likes, okay? Because that's the only way I'll know if you guys want me to keep doing certain videos, okay? I'm gonna try to do this for like a month. So what's today? The 9th. So I'm gonna do this for a month, okay? A month straight. And if I see the numbers improve, I'm gonna keep doing it. If I don't, I gotta stop, okay? Because I'm only going. I can only do this, and not to no disrespect. I love doing this, but I also gotta know that you guys want me to do this too, because I'm doing this because of you guys as well. You guys are as important as me too. This is like a symbiotic relationship. We in this together, okay? So y'all gotta let me know. All right. Also, let me know what you thought about this review. Did I miss anything? Do you like the way I did it? Do you not like the way I did it? Review wise, let me know in the comments down below. What can I improve? Do you want me to add anything? Like I said, just let me know. And all right, guys, listen, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for coming through. Death from above. I always love when you come through. Thank you so much. Buggy, you already know I love you, man. Thank you for coming through. And anybody else that's gonna come through, come back next. Come back Saturday, because we're gonna do a One Piece chapter reaction. We always do it every Saturday, but we don't have a chapter this week because we're on break. But I might do something for you guys. Stay tuned, okay? Actually, look at the community poll as well, because I think I'm going to do a poll about what you guys want me to cover for Saturday live stream. So be on the lookout for that. But we do chapter reactions every Saturday, and for a month, we're going to do chapter reviews every Monday around this time. Maybe a little bit earlier. We'll see. All right, guys. I love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. We're at 8:30 on my channel specifically. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Also, I need you to run up the likes and the subscribes on the Geeklodestars channel, okay? Let's run them numbers up. And guys, I'll see y'all in the next one. Deuces. Be safe. Have a good one.